Thank you very much. It honestly feels so, you guys have to come. So emotional to be here, to be recognized for this project, which was really a team project from the outset of this series, but really from the beginning of all of our work at CBC covering the issue of, the important issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. So I'm here alongside Marnie Luke, who's been my producer, and Jennifer Fowler, and Heather Evans, who's not here, and Mika Anderson. And we've all been, I want to recognize them, and our support at CBC for doing this really important work. You know, I think about Cleo Semeganis and her mother Lillian, and her sisters Christine and April, and her brother Johnny. I also think about Alberta Williams and her sister Claudia, and all of the families of missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls who have opened up their lives and their hearts to share with us, and totally recognizing the responsibility that comes with that trust, which is something that we've always taken very seriously in this podcast, in the first season, in all of our work. And so I want to acknowledge Cleo and Alberta and their families tonight. And I also want to acknowledge the work of the inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. And the hundreds of families and communities that they heard from in their work across the country. And I think that, you know, the work that we are a true crime podcast. Our podcast is in that genre. But I think that our bigger goal is to really help tell the truth about Canadian history and the truth about the lives that Indigenous people live in Canada 100 years ago, 500 years ago, 10 years ago, and continue to live in Canada today. And I think that all of the discussions that have happened in light of the inquiry really, I think, signify the work that is yet to be done, just in terms of trying to bridge that gap and understand the disconnect that exists between the lives of Indigenous people and the realities that we know, and the stories that we've been hearing in Canada. So I'm really proud to have done this work alongside these incredible women, and so grateful to Michelle Landsberg and to the jury for helping to recognize that. And I'm really excited and happy to be able to continue with the support of CBC News to do this really important work. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.